should be at or around the prior year's level. So we'll
Okay,
look at that.
thank you. That threw me when I saw that. I'm like, what? 10 million?
It's just-
Any other questions on finance? Now moving on to personnel. Approval of, item A is approval of Appendix A event workers. So Dr. Miller referenced this during his report. This is the addition and the restructuring of the athletic budget to take some of the game manager positions and the G-Force budgeted security positions to be able to account for Littlestown security in-house event security positions. So these will be provided. This is just a restructuring. This isn't additional funds. These are updated funds. Bulk security. So this is the restructuring in that, and part of that, the money that is being used for that now, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but of course we are going back to the philosophy of game managers only being used when the athletic director is not available, instead of there being a game manager that's being paid in addition to the athletic director, that should be their responsibilities. That wasn't apparently done in the past, but that's what needs to be done in the future. Mr. Galasakis is on board with that, and he has made these budget adjustments, and we're able to add in-house home security because of it.
Correct.
So are there any questions on that?
Did you say that, is that additional cost to the district?
No additional cost.
Okay.
So restructuring of current budgeted funds. And it's actually, I believe, it's approximately $3,000
Roughly, yes.
cost savings
Yes.
to the district.
Good.
All right. Item B is approval of also Appendix A, supplemental worker updates. This was discussed at the CCMP meeting in relationship to the newspaper and Minithon advisor positions being added in to receive stipends for the work that they do. So, again, this is a restructuring of taking old, outdated positions that were not being used and allotting them for positions that are being used every year. Are there any questions? Item C, D, E are all our typical personnel items, resignations, hires, and volunteers. Are there any questions about any of those? Item F is a new item that we're now starting to see approval of contracted drivers from Price. So they come to our board to be approved to work at Price.
Can you give us information about them, or just give us their names?
I think normally when we hired our own bus drivers, we just had names listed. We didn't have anything further than that. I think what we do is try to separate professional and support staff. Professional staff coming with resumes, cover letters, those things. Support staff does not.
Are they substitute drivers?
These would be contracted drivers from Christ that they could fill in at any point in time.
Yeah, okay, that's what I'm making sure. Yes, correct. Okay. So I figured we have all our bus routes permanent drivers, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. They could fill in at any time.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying.
Sure.
Item G is approval of overnight and out-of-state trips for FBLA and FFA. These are typical, they occur every year. Any questions on the personnel report? Hearing none, under curriculum, co-curriculum, and policy, item A is the first reading of the board policies that were discussed at the CCMP meeting last week and move forward to the full board for consideration. Are there any questions on any of those?
Is Danielle good with the medication one now? Do you know? Okay.
Are there any other questions? Item B is approval of the updated 2025-2026 organization chart to reflect staffing changes. This was an item of discussion at our last board meeting. We sent it to committee for further review, and this was the recommendation of the committee. Are there any questions?
Nick, I wanted to just make a comment. I'm glad to see out of the committee that they picked the right organizational chart. I just wanted to make that comment to you all, because I sat in the meeting and watched it, and I was a little leery, but you guys came through. Good for you.
Item C is approval of the ACES library book list for purchase this year. And it was discussed that we're only going to have an ACES list this year because the high school and middle school, those secondary funds are going to be repurposed for STEM education and different things that the administration is looking to do in that area. So this is the Alley Creek Elementary Library book list. Are there any questions on that?
Just one comment, just STEM, or it was savings for the new library when it gets built.
Correct. If there's nothing else, Steve, I assume you don't have an ACTI update? I don't have much from PSBA, but we'll see what comes to me next week. Dr. Gensel, I assume you don't have a superintendent report?
I will.
And we have the old business items listed there that we can discuss next week if needed. Anything else on the remainder of the agenda? If not, we will shift.
As new business comments?
Well, we're shifting to new business and we're dealing with the
Okay.
items on the work session.
Okay.
So, under new business, there are voting items of accepting the resignation of Paul Thompson as well as the election of a new board president. Is added to the agenda in accordance with the solicitor's advice. So that is why it's on for tonight's meeting.
And this is just until
This is
reorganization,
Until
December after the
reorganization
election.
in
So it's
December.
only 3 months less than.
correct. Can I have a motion to approve the resignation of Carl Thompson as a member and president of the Littlestown Area Board of School Directors effective September 2nd, 2025?
So moved, Janelle Ressler.
I have a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
Second, Mayor Grinville.
Seconded. All is, or is there any discussion?
Yes. I'm a little concerned that on the resignation of Carl Thompson, I'm not seeing a signed, it's a resignation. No, it isn't. I don't see a sign with Carl. Well, that's why I'm concerned. I mean, when Fred resigned, there was a sign. When Brian resigned, there was a sign. There's no signed resignation.
He resigned to members of the board and to the superintendent, and we have adequate documentation attached to the agenda that supports that. Is there any further discussion?
Well, in addition to consultation with the solicitor.
Correct. If there's no further discussion, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Opposed.
Motion carries. Okay, at this time, I will open the floor for nominations for board president.
I nominate Daniel Brennan.
I nominate Nick Little.
Danielle's on the line? Does Danielle accept it? Or she needs a second?
No, she doesn't. Under Robert's rules, you don't need a second on nomination.
Yeah, ask her if she.
Danielle, you've been nominated to be board president. Do you accept?
No.
Thank you.
Okay. Are there any other nominations? Nomination is second. Are there any further nominations? Hearing none, is there a motion to close nominations?
Motion to close Janelle Ressler.
Is there a second?
Steve Yerger, second.
Motion is second. All in favor of closing nominations, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Nominations are closed.
No, I said opposed, I'm sorry.
This time we have one nomination for the office of board president. This will be a yes or no vote. So all in favor of Nick Lovell serving as the board president, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Opposed.
Motion carries. Okay. So at this time, due to electing me as president, the office of vice president has been vacated. Yes, we're going to fill the seats. So at this time, I'm going to open the floor for nominations for a vice president.
I nominate Ginny Ewan.
Jeannie Ewan's been nominated. Is there a second?
Steve Yerger, second.
Are there any further nominations? Hearing none, is there a motion to close nominations?
Motion to close Janelle Ressler.
Is there a
Steve
second?
Yerger, second.
Okay, nominations are closed. For all in favor of closing nominations, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Nominations are closed. There's one nomination for the office of vice president. All those in favor of Jeannie Ewan serving as vice president of the Little Center Area Board of School Directors, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Opposed.
The ayes have it. Jeannie is vice president. So at this time, due to Jeannie's election as the vice president of the board, we now have the office of treasurer that has been vacated. So at this time, I'm going to open nominations for the office of treasurer.
I'm gonna vote Steve Yerger, or nominate Steve Yerger to be the treasurer.
Is there a second?
I'll second. Go for it.
Are there any further nominations? Hearing none, is there a motion to close nominations?
Motion to close, Mary Brennan.
Is there a second?
Second Ressler.
All in favor of closing nominations, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Nominations are closed. We have one nomination for the office of board treasurer. All those in favor of Steve Yerger serving as board treasurer of Littleton Area School District signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Opposed.
The ayes have it. Motion carries. Steve is the treasurer. Tom gets to redo the paperwork. Okay, this time, all agenda items have been addressed.
Excuse me, I'd like to make a Sunshine Act challenge, please.
Please state your objection.
The Sunshine Act gives the public the right to comment on issues that are or may be before the board. Agencies must provide a reasonable opportunity for residents and/or taxpayers to comment on an issue before a decision takes place. This board has violated the Sunshine Act by taking action to post a request for interim superintendent applications on September 3rd, with the intent to interview candidates after tonight's meeting. No open meeting agendas mentioned this pending action related to an interim superintendent. Further, there isn't even mention of the current superintendent's resignation until the draft for next week's agenda. It seems quite irregular to interview for a temporary replacement for a position that hasn't even officially been vacated yet. This is another egregious example of this agency's excessive and unnecessary attempts to limit public participation and transparency. I ask that the minutes from tonight's meeting reflect my challenges that the September 3rd posting for the interim superintendent and interviewing for that position following tonight's work session are violations of the Sunshine Act, and any further action related to this interim superintendent vacancy that fails to comply with the Sunshine Act should be void.
The objection is so noted. It is the understanding of the board that there is no requirement to take official action in an open meeting to post a position. We don't take official action to post any position in the district.
You do.
We have to have a superintendent.
There has to be a superintendent. Previously, after Mr. Chris Bigger had given his resignation, I guess you're the only one left, did the board meet and interview and select an interim prior to Chris's departure?
You
In
do, I'm
July,
sorry.
when they all came
You just
together.
stated that you don't
Point of order.
post positions, and you do post positions on the agenda.
Ms. Johnson, have you completed your Sunshine Act objection?
But you're not providing accurate information. You do post vacancy descriptions on agendas open for public comment. You did not provide an opportunity for public comment before you posted this. And yes, with Mr. Bigger's, with
Ms.
Mr.
Johnson.
Bigger's resignation, there was.
Have you completed your Sunshine Act objection? Have you completed your objection to the Sunshine Act that we violated?
Well, not if you're gonna provide false information.
Well, this isn't a back and forth, so you can.
Okay, but can you
can-
provide correct
You can provide
information?
an objection, and then the board will make a ruling, and we will move forward from there.
With
Have
false
you
information?
Ma'am, have you completed your objection?
I'm objecting to the inaccuracy of your statements, because
Okay.
you did not, because that's not true. You do post vacancies and position descriptions on agendas for public comment before you take action. You did not here.
And we're going to continue on the meeting. There's,
Okay.
we'll be in contact with the solicitor in reference to your objections, but to, and I would say that it's the opinion of the board that there is no violation, and we will move forward from there.
As far as I recall, we're doing it exactly the way we did when Chris
Inaccurate.
moved on to bigger and better things. He wanted a bigger district.
And if we had to if we had to approve the posting of every job in the district, we don't do that. So, anyway.
Well, we did post it though, so it's not like we.
It was posted, yes. So, does anyone have anything, any board members have anything under new business?
Do.
Yes.
Ms.
Well,
Brenneman,
you wanna go
we'll go, gets the first.
Go ahead.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I follow LASD class of 2032, and there have been several complaints about our children's book bags and how heavy they are, especially because they have to carry them from class to class to class, no locker availability, and everything that has to be in them. And then if they have a lunchbox and a water bottle on top of that, then they have to carry that as well. I did bring a book backpack so you guys can see how heavy it actually is. And we're talking sixth graders carrying these, some of which are not very big, and it's a lot of weight. It's like 16.8 pounds for one book bag.
Can we ask Mrs. Golden to comment on that?
Any Maple Avenue student who wants a locker may have one, upon request of their home teacher.
Okay,
That's
because.
basics.
And they get
yeah,
along
I
with
just
it.
remember that.
And you can provide your own locker, we do have locks, but all you have to do is ask your home teacher.
I do
Many
remember
students
you
don't
have to
opt
ask.
to use the lockers, but anyone can have one upon request.
We have to
But now, do the students have time between classes to get to a locker?
It's the same amount of time between classes that it's always been when we gave everybody lockers, so nothing there has changed. It's just the students, generally speaking, with a binder and an iPad, and traveling the building, just don't find that they need lockers. But anyone who wants or needs one, all they need to do is ask their homeroom teacher, and we do have a handful of students who do take us up on it.
Yeah, because obviously the sixth graders have more than one iPad and one binder. They have a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So, but anyone who wants to check out the weight of it.
Yeah, but I do remember that they don't get a lock unless they ask for it.
Right, and we have made that clear to the students and the staff, that's, we have said that to the students many times, that all they need to do is ask if they want a locker.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll make sure that
ask her to teach it.
I have something there.
Janelle had already said.
Sorry.
Janelle?
I just want to clear up some, Ms. Johnson, she misspoke tonight during her public comment about her right to know with the superintendent assessment. On September 5th at 4 o'clock, she was responded to by our business secretary, school board secretary. She received an email with a 30-day extension, so that was not true when she spoke. The board members have responded to her emails. And third, just to clarify that this Pennsylvania budget that we don't have affects every school in Pennsylvania. There are 500 schools in Pennsylvania. So this doesn't just affect Littlestown, it affects every school district. And obviously through what Tom shared tonight, he's heard nothing, and that seems to be uncharted waters, normal this time of year. So I think we're all a little shaky right now because it can be a little scary, but it does affect every school district, not just Littlestown.
Dwayne?
I don't know if this would be inappropriate or not, but I wanted to bring up the interim superintendent search.
We're gonna be meeting in executive.
Yeah, I know, but I'm not gonna bring up the specifics of that. I just wanted to say in an open meeting that I feel, and I'm just one person, that Judy Berryman should be the one to take over for Dr. Mitchell until we can hire a permanent superintendent. We voted on her within 11 months ago to be the assistant superintendent, and even if Dr. Mitchell had left or was sick, she'd still be doing it anyway. I don't know why we're going to go through this process tonight to hire somebody else when we could just have Judy take the spot.
She's gonna do her job and the superintendent?
Yeah, I think she can handle it. I do. I really do.
I will say, I appreciate your opinion, I respect your opinion. It is inappropriate to make a opinion on which candidates should be selected for.
It's not that I'm selecting, I'm just saying we're just
Is this
wasting
personnel?
time.
Shouldn't it be executive session?
Well, I can have my opinion. I mean,
It's a
you-
personnel matter, and it's really not
Is it-
appropriate as a
well-
board member to make that comment. You asked if it was appropriate or not, I'm telling you it's not appropriate, but
Well.
you can continue. Is there anything else? Prior to this meeting, the board met in executive session to receive information related to real estate matters. The board will meet in executive session post adjournment of this meeting to conduct interviews for interim superintendent. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved, Janelle Ressler.
Steve, you're for second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?